You can tell that I have an important announcement because I'm positioned in the center of the shot this time. Readers, on October 2nd, 2021, Readus 101 turned 6 years old. That's right, I have been doing this for 6 years, and I'm just now getting sponsorship opportunities. Haha, fun! So yes, as the title of this video implies, I want to take this upload day to talk to you all about the future of this channel. And while I've been wanting to give you all this update for a while, more specifically closer to the anniversary date of the channel, there were a few things that I wanted to wait on before I could properly confirm and move on with my plans. So, first things first. Thank you all so much for sticking with me, supporting me, enjoying my videos, finding my humor funny, finding my commentary informative, and spreading my stuff around throughout these past 6 years. I assure you that every little thing that you've done to help me reach over 42,000 subscribers within this amount of time is not taken for granted, and I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. So, with that being said, don't worry. This isn't me announcing that I'm quitting YouTube. It's actually the opposite. It is with great excitement and joy in my heart that I have decided that I am fully committing to working on Readus 101 full time. As some of you may know from previous videos, or even the occasional tweets I post on Twitter if you follow me there, I was let go from my full-time position back in April of 2020 due to situations related around COVID-19. And because of said situation, I decided to take legal action against how they decided to relieve me of my position. As you can imagine, this has been the longest that I have been unemployed. And every time I find myself in a situation similar to this, I always find myself putting all of my time and effort into my writing and growing my YouTube channel. That's how I came up with the concepts for Film Friday, Anime Saturday, and a proper movie trilogy. Not to mention how I also came up with my What I Miss and my Streaming What's New segments, which are now exclusively available on my TikTok account. What was different about this period of unemployment, however, was that because it lasted for over a year as opposed to a few months, I had time to think about what I truly wanted and what felt more fulfilling to me. And despite the necessities that came with it, like healthcare and the like, it wasn't working for someone else. I know, right? I was just as surprised to realize that as you are. So when I came to that realization, I knew that now was the time to try and make Readus 101 be what I did for a living first and foremost. And I realized that it was possible the moment that my video on Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon and my first video on Disney Pixar's Luca first reached over 100,000 views each, which I wholeheartedly thank each and every one of you for deciding to help grow those videos now to over 300,000 views each as of the recording of this video. The second thing that told me that it was time to strictly focus on the channel was recently when, as I've stated previously on my Twitter, a mutual decision was made to settle my case against my former employer outside of court. And that is all I can say on the matter. Just know that with the COVID emergency unemployment funds cut off on September 4th, hearing that news a few days ago was definitely a relief on my end. It's with the combination of these two things that happened during the summer and fall of 2021 that I want to take the leap in committing to the channel and making it priority number 1. But in order to do so, I need your help. Now that I no longer have unemployment to rely on, Patreon is currently my main source of reliable income. And since it's not guaranteed that every video that I will make will reach high view numbers like my Raya and Luca videos did in order for me to feel secure in the amount of ad revenue they'll bring in monthly, the generous support of my patrons is how I'll be able to assure that I can truly commit to the channel properly. And the minimum that I need in order to do so is roughly $2,000 a month. 84% of that covers the combo of my rent, car, and bills, while the remaining 16% will cover food, groceries, and my regular expenses that I put toward the channel. And while I would love for what I make in ad revenue, merchandise sales, and even sponsorship opportunities to help reliably contribute to that number, the truth of the matter is that their flux doesn't allow that kind of state of mind every time. So while I have every intention to continue to focus on the channel completely now that a settlement has been reached for my legal actions in order for me to do so, I'm currently hoping that you all will help contribute to the Readus 101 Patreon in order to reach that $2K a month minimum. Right now, the population of the Patreon is currently at over 100 patrons, with a collective total of over $300 a month. And right now, one of the current goals on the channel is that once we hit over $1,000 a month, not only will I watch Venom Let There Be Carnage, something that I told myself I would never do after watching and making a wine-drunk film Friday the first movie, but I'll also make a wine-drunk film Friday of It once the movie is officially released digitally. And just to assure you that there are people who actually want that, they do. Trust me, I've asked. So readers, if you can afford to do so, I ask that you join my Patreon so that we can make this a reality. Even if all you can afford is $1, I assure you that it goes a very long way. To put things into perspective, the average view count of my videos is usually between 12 to 1,300 views. If every one of those individuals decided to donate just $1 a month to the Patreon, that's 12 to 1,300 right then and there, not counting the 300 a month that we already have. And if those same individuals were able to contribute $5 a month, then that would be like 3 times the current goal. That would be amazing. But if all you can do is watch my videos, share them around, and comment on them to help YouTube's algorithm do its job, then the best way of getting notified whenever I release new videos outside of subscribing and turning on the notification button is actually following my Patreon page. If you just follow my Patreon page, not financially contribute to my Patreon page, you will get either an email or a notification when any and all of my videos are made available to the public. This has proven to be the best way people actually learn that their favorite creators are uploading new content without having to rely on YouTube directly. And because you'll be receiving public notifications, it'll also allow you to have easier access to the Patreon whenever you are ready to financially contribute to it. So if you can and are willing to help financially contribute to the channel, I urge you to head over to patreon.com/READUS_1, 1 in order to do so. Thank you so much in advance for every new and returning individual who decides to participate. Thank you so much to everyone who has been contributing to the Patreon for as long as they have been. And thank you everyone for staying with me for these past 6 years. And I know that with your help, we'll put a few more notches under the belt. Class dismissed.